Okay, we're in the Potter's Field section. Technically, this is its own cemetery in Anderson, South Carolina, but it's also now considered part of Silverbrook, Old Silverbrook. New Silverbrook is basically across the street up that way. Both Old Silverbrook and this Potter's Field are completely full. This area isn't actually full, but I found newspaper articles that there is apparently a slab of granite very thick under the rest of the area back here that could be possibly used, and they just can't get through it. If you look back here, across the fence there starts main Silverbrook, about 13,000 internments in there right now. Over here on this side, all these white crosses, they're here, they're completely unmarked as far as any identifiable information. Here and there you do have regular markers that have been placed. In theory, the office has records on who was at each of these. Don't know that for sure, or how well the records are survived. They could all use a good coating of D2 on them. It looks like somebody's actually painted them at some point, because we can see here that is not mold. There is cracking paint coming off of these. Again, it is a Potter's Field where people were interred. Didn't have money to have the family members interred, so it was done by the county. Quality is not job one in that. These markers seem to have, I don't know how long they put those up, but they were up for a while. Over here is kind of the newer, quote unquote, section. You do have some military markers here, and some graves have gotten their own markers. Even this one here has gotten, I'm going to call it bunting, that's the wrong term, around it. Most of them are more kind of homemade, that kind of thing. As we're back here, these seem to be 2000, 2001. As you get a little further back, that goes up to 2013 is the oldest that I've seen. Most of what you run into here is this. I don't know if you can focus in, but that's the Sherrill Evans. Temporary markers that, well, some of them are here, some of them aren't. I'm sure if I came out here with a metal detector, I'd find a whole lot more of them. They're just buried. Vault quality out here seems to be a problem or something, because a lot of these graves have sunk in. You can see a lot of places where you know somebody is interred, but you can't see them. As we get over here, we're looking more back in the 1980s. Again, as you go further back row is pretty much 2012. And as we keep going on, right here is one of the oldest that I've seen over here. This is Rachel Christine Brock Wilson, died in 1940. You see we just got rocks here. I'm sure somebody's interred there, but who is it? All this 1980s over here. We got this grave that somebody is, most likely an infant grave. Somebody built that up, but there is no identifying information on it. We get up here, 83, 84. Oddly, this marker sitting out here on its own, 1908, I believe that is. And this one, 1933. We can see right here, there is a plot, here is a plot, and there's just no identifying information on them at all. This actually seems to be something of an infant section. oddly enough. And this one, that seems to be a very newly placed marker. And there are some out here that, you know, eventually have gotten markers. So at least recent day, there's seems to be fairly decent record keeping. We're just going to go back through here. We got 2003. On the back row there, that's 2008. But this is kind of the most common thing that you'll see. Patsy Blackwell died in 2003, and someone had placed those little hearts there, but it's still also just a temporary marker. I mean, they do keep the grass cut somewhat out here. I'm going to do a video on the main Silverbrook there, and we'll talk more about the groundskeeping in that. Again, it looks like the county maintains. I think a project has recently happened back there. Here's another one where, you know, we know someone's buried here. The ground is sunk in, but absolutely no way to identify it. And then here we've got a temporary marker. Here a temporary marker with all the information off of it. Here another sunken in area. Another that's unmarked. Yeah, this one right here even has the brick around it. You know, one would think, hey, there is a marker down there. Look at that. I was just thinking about that. But even their marker has gotten buried there. That's a Stephen Tillison. So, yeah, just wanted to give an idea here. There's a couple of people with requests out here. I'm going to upload this video and forward it to them when I fulfill the request, because the graves they were looking for, not marked, and no idea, you know, probably only ever had a temporary marker, or one of them was from the 40s, which I think is probably one of those white crosses up there. All right, that's all for today.